It's no secret that firefighters suffer from higher rates of cancer than that of the general population. And so in today's video, what I want to do is I want to break down a video that I saw the other day as I was watching YouTube, and it talks about cancer rates amongst firefighters. Now, at the time of making this video that I'm going to be breaking down is already 3 years old, and it only has about 10,000 views on it, which in my opinion is not nearly as much, especially considering what a problem this is in the fire service today. Now, there's an old mentality with some of the older generation of firefighters that if you wear a mask, or if you're not covered in soot after a fire, or you wash your gear, or you take care of yourself, that somehow makes you weak or soft or whatever. And that is incredibly stupid, incredibly short-sighted. And I want to use this video as an example to illustrate some real-life examples of what has happened to some people based on that sort of mentality of, I don't go on air, I don't put my mask on, I just breathe smoke. Let's get started.
At the nation's oldest fire department, the alarm sounds 234 times a day. But what's killing Boston firefighters is all too often a danger they can't see. Glenn Preston undergoing chemotherapy and a bone marrow transplant at Dana-Farber Brigham and Women's Hospital. Just 41, married with 4 kids, and battling blood cancer.
They're doing the best they can, but it's back and it's in the lining of my heart. The tumor's in the lining of my heart now.
Unfortunately, he's one of many. Chicago, San Francisco, Houston, LA, and Seattle fire departments are all tracking elevated cancer rates. Unique to New York, 163 ground zero firefighters and EMTs have since died. But in Boston, where it's illegal for firefighters to smoke, 3 new cancer cases are reported each month, twice the rate of city residents.
Certainly, this is an epidemic in the fire service. This is something that's going to consume us.
Researchers say.
So Joseph Finn's right. This is an epidemic. This is a big, big problem in the fire service. And many of you watching this channel are new firefighters or perhaps aspiring firefighters. And when you get on the job, you're going to be nervous. You're going to be anxious. You're going to want to do everything the way everybody else that's older and more senior to you, the way they do it, and kind of follow their lead. But if you show up on a scene and some of the older firefighters aren't wearing their mask or aren't going on air when they go into a structure fire during overhaul, do not follow their lead. Be the person that thinks ahead and actually does that to take care of yourself. Like I said earlier in this video, for some reason that's still kind of a mentality here and there. I actually watch a lot of fire footage that's on the internet. Obviously, if you've watched this channel before, you know that I do fire breakdowns. And in almost every single video, I still see 1, 2, 3, maybe even more firefighters going into fires or standing by a car fire or a garage fire or a commercial fire or a house fire, just not on air. There's absolutely no reason, knowing what we know today and having the equipment, the tools, and the knowledge that we have today to not do that. It makes absolutely no sense. And I want to encourage the next generation of firefighters and also the officers and the senior firefighters that are the ones that are setting the tone and setting the example for the new firefighters. Go on air. If you don't care about your own health and your own safety, I mean, I guess that's kind of up to you. But certainly don't give a new firefighter a hard time about that because they're trying to do the right thing. Let's keep going.
Say today's fires involving synthetics, plastics, and chemicals can cover firefighters in a toxic soot.
I have kidney cancer.
I have brain cancer.
There's no cure for it.
On the memorial wall at fire headquarters, the faces of cancer. 190 firefighters who've died of job-related cancer just since 1990. Far more than the number who have died actually fighting fires. Now, departments across the country are ordering changes, keeping firefighters on air bottles longer. Masks must stay on until crews are outside and washed down, and protective turnout gear machine washed.
Think about your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, before you take that mask off your face.
So he has a good point. Think about the other people in your life, not just yourself now, but the future you, who you're going to be in 20 years. Like I said, you might think it looks cool. They'll talk about here in a second about having the soot-covered face being a badge of honor. It might be cool now while you're 20, 25, but when you're 50, 60 years old and you're unfortunately like these gentlemen who I hope are okay, who I hope battled cancer and won, you're going to pay the price for it eventually. The other thing they talked about is the synthetic materials. If you go into any fire these days, especially just general building materials, mattresses, couches, flooring, trim, you name it, it's all made from synthetic materials, polymers, plastics. garage fires, gasoline, different oils, whatever. The stuff that is catching fire these days is much hotter. It burns much faster. They're much more violent fires in that they will flash more quickly than they used to with regular materials. And they're much more toxic. So please wear your mask, go on air, do your best to take care of yourself, work out regularly, stay in shape. Don't let yourself... This job is difficult. This job is difficult enough as it is with the lack of sleep and just the physicality of the job. But simple things like going on air, there's no need to not do that to make it harder for yourself, your family, and the future of the fire service. Let's keep going.
The soot-covered face of an American firefighter no longer a badge of honor.
It's trying to kill me, and we're not going to let that happen right now.
Tom Costello, NBC News, Boston.
So that's it for the purposes of this video. Again, please, if you are a younger firefighter, make sure you go on air. And if you are a current or senior firefighter or an officer, please be the example for your new firefighters. Go on air, do the right things, take care of yourself, and be safe.